everybody, it's Kelly, and sorry to confuse you, but I realized that I totally uploaded the wrong video for my product placement series with Rachel Reynolds. So if you saw that video earlier today, sorry, this is the layout that was supposed to be for that. And we are doing stickers this month. So every month we take one product and we use as many of that product as we possibly can in whatever way we can on the layout. And like I said, the video that went up earlier today, I totally somehow uploaded something else that it wasn't supposed to be. So I'm quick. Fortunately, I saved my original footage, and so let's get on with the actual video. So I mounted those two photos on that blue circle, or not circle paper, that blue airplane paper, and that is from the Shimelle Go Now Go collection. It's the fly paper. Everything on this layout is going to be from Shimelle Go Now Go. And I loved those circles, that circle paper, but as a whole background, it would have been too much. That circle paper is the museum paper. So what I did is I used that strip of navy paper, which is the Live paper, to mount the photos on. And then I'm going to take that wood border strip, which is from the Here paper, and I'm going to put it between the two so that the join between the papers is covered up. It just acts as like a transition and unifying piece. All right, so now I knew I wanted to journal about this particular restaurant that I was at in this meal, and I knew it would be a little bit more journaling, so I found that large journaling card that kind of looks like a well, I guess it's not really a postcard, but it's a large journaling card, and that is from the Run paper. Then I'm going to take everything and I'm going to ink it with my Tim Holtz Distress ink in Vintage Photo. And we're going to put that down. And these are, since they're Shimelle papers, I think Shimelle specifically makes her papers so that to be inked, really, because that's her style. And it just really helps sort of unify everything and make everything make sense. And you can kind of see how nice this transition strip is really going to help those two papers come together. If something doesn't feel right and you're using more than one paper kind of like this, where it's going across the layout, try a transition strip or washi or something like that, and sometimes it'll help. So I'm going to fuss a little bit here because I want that photograph to touch both that wood border strip and the navy paper. And then I want the journaling card to touch the circle paper and the wood border strip, because that kind of helps, again, unify the layout, because then those two elements touch each other. It's all about like helping your eye read the layout itself. Okay, so I have that done. Now, as I said, this month, Rachel and I are doing stickers. Just in case I forget, I will link to her video in the description below. I also have a playlist called Product Playground, and you can see the other videos, the other two videos that we've done for the series so far as well too. We've done chipboard and wood veneer. All right, so I am trying to decide what I want to do here, because I want to use up some of these stickers if I can as well. And I'm looking to see, I like that word wander. And I was trying to somehow figure out how to use that word wander and the adventure word, which I took from the sticker book, and that's the accent and phrase sticker book that comes with the Shimelle Go Now Go collection. The thickers are the copper foam thickers called Let's Go. But I wanted to somehow try to work that adventure word and the wander word together into a title, but it just wasn't working. So I decided instead of doing that, I was originally thinking I was going to just use these 3 stickers here that make up the word fun as kind of another cluster. In the end, I do end up using them for the title. So then I found that heart, and I'm going to scatter some of the thickers across the page into 3 spaces, because again, at this point, I'm thinking that fun's going to be just more of an embellishment cluster. It ends up being my title. So I've got the arrow up at the top left and that heart at the top right. I'm just pulling things off. I grabbed the wood buttons from the Go Now Go collection. grabbed a couple of those that I thought might work well. And now I'm using the sticker book. So I have a little tab there. And then I decided that the arrow wouldn't work up there if I used that tab. So I grabbed another heart from the Let's Go Thickers. I took that extra little journaling block sticker there. And then these suitcases, which I actually cut off, I don't know if you caught that, but they were on top of a bicycle and they weren't going to work for the bike for me, but I thought, well, I can just cut the suitcases off. When you get down to just a few things left in a collection, you might want to think about how can I make these work for me, and you'll see that later. So I cut off the bike and I'm making the sticker work because I don't want these stickers forever and I may never need that bike. Then I pulled a piece of the washi tape from the booklet there, and it broke while I was pulling it off. So I ended up putting a piece in the cluster on the bottom of the journaling card and then also up on the top by that tab. And that's a really happy accident. I love how that turned out. Then I found these word strip stickers. One says worry about the details later. The other one says get lost on purpose. And this is a restaurant that I went to on vacation with a group of girlfriends in Scottsdale, Arizona. Old Town Scottsdale, to be precise. The restaurant is called Los Olivos, and I would definitely recommend it if you're in that area. It was very good. And you eat almost in the open air, so that's what that picture on the left is about. And then the picture on the right are my fajitas, which would have been enough for 3 or 4 meals. All right, so I told you that think about making stickers work for you. So I have these travel stamp stickers with things like the pyramids in the Egypt and Big Ben and a few other things on them that weren't going to work for my layout. And I haven't traveled to Europe lately. I couldn't think of how to use these, except I liked the color, and that's how I'm going to use these. So when you're at the end of sticker books or die cut packs, think about color versus what it is, because oftentimes you can use other elements to hide what might actually be on that so that you just get a shot of the color. And I'm going to end up, I think there were 5 or 6 of them. I'm going to end up using all of them up before I'm done here. So that's pretty exciting. It's one way to get some mileage out of your stickers, especially stickers that you think you're not going to use. Just use it as a little shot of the color. Because I wanted up on top, I did want some of that blue and some of that yellow in that cluster in the kind of by the journaling card there. And really the top cluster, you can just see the top of the Leaning Tower of Pisa, but you would never know that's what it is. And on the other blue one, you can see a little bit of brown. You would not know what they are. And as a matter of fact, the way the Leaning Tower of Pisa looks, what you can see, it almost looks like adobe, which is what this restaurant was. Or stucco, not adobe, sorry. All right, so I did stick down that one wood button with the flower or in that area. It reminds me of the Talavera pottery in Arizona and Mexico. So I thought that was kind of a cool piece to use there. And then I went and I grabbed this striped button. I was thinking about using that red button up there, but it was calling too much attention to itself. Plus it was red on red with my tab. So I rethought that and grabbed the striped one instead. All right, there are a lot of fall elements to this sticker book, so that's going to be a little bit of a challenge for me. I'm not going to use those today, but I'm thinking about it. All right, now there is a big alpha here in this sticker book, and it's a multicolored alpha, which a lot of times I have a really hard time using multicolored titles. If one word is one color and then the other words are a different color, I don't mind doing that, mixing colors that way or mixing fonts, but mixing it within the same word, I have a hard time with that. But because this was a layout about Arizona, it had sort of a Mexican theme, that just felt Mexican to me for some reason. So I'm going to put the words Old Town and Fun up there, and I put it on my wax paper so that way I could just move it around a little bit because I wasn't sure if the placement was going to work. And you saw me just put down my Scotch Quick Dry adhesive there, or Scotch tacky glue, on that sheet, and that's because those stickers are not sticking all that well. None of them really are. They stick to the book fine, but the minute you take them off, they're not sticking all that well. And this is an older collection. It's a couple years old. So I just put that down to make sure that I held them, or that they held. All right, so I'm continuing to look for other pieces that I might be able to put down here. And I'm just adjusting how those stamps look on the top. So I ended up using, in the end, I ended up using 2 stamps at the top and then 3 at the bottom to use up my 5 stamps that were in that book. I was very proud of myself with that. All right, so I have those done. Now I want a little bit of different texture or dimension here, so I'm going to use the Puffy Hearts from this collection. And I was thinking about adding one at the top there, but I didn't really like how that looked. Instead, I'm going to take that little navy floral heart, again kind of reminding me of Talavera pottery, and put it on the suitcases there. I also have that 7 up there in the top cluster that's actually going to move to the bottom cluster, and it's 7 because that's how many of us there were. All right, here's a still shot and a couple of detail shots. Hope you guys are all well and that I didn't confuse you too much. I'll be back with another layout again soon. Bye!